Okay, guys, I've been getting a few emails about some struggles on the homework, and since I was still here at work, I thought I would put together a quick video and post it, and hopefully that'll be helpful. So here are a few of the questions that I've been getting through email from some of you, um, and really what this is covering is our first property of exponents with division. And so what we're wanting to look at here is kind of group these things together. Um, when you see negative exponents on some of these examples, don't think about fixing them first. Apply your division properties. Then, if you still have a negative in the answer, that's when you want to go ahead and fix it. So as of now, I would just kind of group these together because you should be able to see that you have similar bases here. The x to the third power is kind of just standing alone, so it's going to stay there. But if we look at 2 over 2, um, that just being any fraction would simplify to 1, and so that's actually going to kind of cancel out. Over here, we're left with x to the third, and then you have, I'll do it in y to the 0 and y. Now these, even though these are similar bases, we should be able to notice right away that this y to the third, or excuse me, y to the 0 power is also equivalent to 1, so it disappears, because 1 times x to the third will just be x to the third. Then we're left with y on the bottom, and that would be our answer. So think of the fractions as just simplifying. And anytime you have anything to the 0 power, that simplifies down to 1, which once we cancel those out, we were left with just x to the third on top and y on the bottom. Okay, question number 5 from tonight's homework. Again, we have a v to the 0 power. So I'm going to look at that, and I'm going to say, well, v to the 0 power equals 1. And so that means 3 times 1 is just 3. We're left with u to the fourth, v to the fourth on the bottom. We can't do anything with those because the bases are different. So this is as simple as it gets. That would be our answer. Question number 6. Again, we've got some to the 0 power. So when I circle this, x to the 0 power is going to give us 1. And so I'm left with 2 on top, and x to the 4 and y to the third on the bottom. Because those are, again, different bases, it can't do anything, so that's going to just simplify down to that. Now on this one, it's kind of interesting because we, again, have some with similar bases. Like if we look at just the fraction first, we're left with 2/4, and that, of course, simplifies down to 1/2. And so whatever we get here, we're going to have a 2 on the bottom, and 1 times whatever's on top. 1 times whatever is just going to kind of disappear. Um, so the m to the 0 power, again, is 1. So we would have our 1 times n to the second. So n to the second then is going to be on, or excuse me, to the negative second is going to be the only thing on top because it was multiplied by 1. And m to the negative third is on the bottom. What makes this one unique is we have a couple items here then that are broken. On this one, because it has a negative exponent, we need to fix it by moving it. So we're going to move it to the bottom. And m to the negative third is broken, so we're going to fix it by moving it to the top. Remember, 2, there is nothing wrong with it. That's perfectly fine, and so that's going to stay the same. Once we get everything moved, we'll have m to the third on top. 2 will remain on the bottom, and we'll be left with n to the second once it moves down. And that'll be our answer. As I was recording this, question number 7 was just emailed in, so I thought I'd do that one as well. We've got a couple things here. We've got a fraction 3/2. We can see that these have the x's have a similar basis, and unfortunately those are negatives. The reason why that's unfortunate is because I don't like working with negatives, but it's not a big deal. We can do it. And then we have y to the second and y to the fourth. Those are similar bases. We're going to simplify these down one at a time. Apply your division properties first. So if we look at the first one, 3/2, that's going to stay the same. There's nothing that we can take out to make that any simpler. I'm going to go over here and work our x to the negative second over x to the negative third. Well, the rule says if it's division and the bases are the same, all you have to do is subtract their exponents. So we have negative 2 minus negative, oops, this should be negative 3. Minus the negative is the same as plus, so negative 2 plus 3 gives us 1, so we're left with x to the first power. Then we'll do our y's. They're similar bases in division, so again we can subtract the exponents. You take the top exponent minus the bottom one. 2 minus 4 gives us negative 2, so we're left with on top y to the negative 2. Now we need to take it one step further because as we notice this is broken, and if we move it down that will allow us to be fixed, and we're left with 3x on top and then 2y to the second power on the bottom. Okay, I know that's a quick video, but I hope that kind of helps you use these to maybe answer any other questions that you might have tonight. Good luck.